Well, hello everybody, and welcome to our latest workshop on how to repair old books. We're going to look at now tipping in a loose leaf, a loose page, which means putting it back in to the book. Also, we're going to look at little tears in the cloth along the joints and the hinges and the spine. And also, we're going to try to show you how we can close these up and make the book more attractive. So, things that you need. Remember I showed you the introduction, old placemats where you can pull the reeds out of. So, you need a couple of those. You need your tacky glue. You need a small index card and also a couple of large ones just to make sure we don't get glue everywhere. And also to dab up the glue, we're going to use a tissue and we're also going to use a paper towel. I have a ruler just in case we need to firm up that indentation between the spine and the front or back board. So let's take a look. Here I have Charles Dickens' completed works, and it is a pretty nice book, but look what's happened here. The spine has come off, or it's coming off, and so we want to reattach this. So I take the tacky glue, and I am liberally just going to open her up and put a ribbon of glue along the interior of the spine. And I'm going to go up here to the text block too. And put some in here on the text block. Okay? Now that I've got it there, I want to spread it around a little bit. This is why you have your reeds. So I'm going to spread the glue around. All right, I wish I could show you, but you see what I'm doing here? And now I'm just going to touch up a little bit. I got a little bit of glue on the board, so I want to touch it up and remove it. The glue is not going to damage the boards. It's not going to discolor them at all. When the glue dries, it is a transparent color. Now I've got it pretty much spread around on the interior and on the block. So now I'm just going to close it up and I'm going to hold on to it for just a little bit. And I could rub my finger along here. And I did a pretty clean job because you don't see any glue popping out. I wanted to have it right on the edge, but I also wanted to keep it far enough inside where everything is going to adhere. Tacky glue dries pretty fast. Now what I'm going to do is set this aside. Now that I know I've got it secure, I'm going to lay it right on its spine. And I'll set it aside just so we can have some more time to adhere. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to lay it over here. Let's go to our next book. I've got an old Grosset and Dunlap Tarzan Lord of the Jungle. And you see this page sticking up? It is an illustration that has come out. These are called plates. You've got the steel engraving on one side, and you've got a blank verso. Remember, the right side that you see of a leaf in a book is called the recto. The left side is called the verso. Okay, now I know because I have other copies of this book that this plate belongs right here at the beginning of this chapter. So I am going to very lightly in the gutter. The gutter is where the leaves meet, where they're gathered. Very lightly. A nice little stream. I'm not giving a lot of pressure. I just want to get enough in here where it's right there in the gutter. Okay? And I'm going to reinforce that with another reed. So I'm just going to reinforce it, and I'm just going to go back and forth. Make sure it's deep in that gutter. I get that glue down in there deep. Okay. And I'm going to take my tissue and I'm going to wipe up little bitty parts of glue that have come out onto the leaf. I don't have a lot here. Now I'm going to tip in, which means lay in, my illustration. So here we go. And this is where it goes, is right here. I'm going to tip it in. And it'll nestle right into the gutter. And I'm going to hold it just for a moment. Yes, I made sure I had my top edge and my lower edge lined up with the top and the lower of the leaves. And again, once you've got the tacky glue affixed to the item, it dries pretty fast. And notice I'm being very light as I hold it. I've got it nestled down. It's nestled down in here in the gutter. And you notice what I did with this board. I made sure it was supported. Because this book is about right around 100 years old. I think it was 1920 when it was published. Books that have the illustrations removed become worthless. If they're supposed to be in there, they have to be in there, or else there is no value to the book. And unfortunately, a lot of people like to take these plates out and they like to frame them and then they sell them separately. Okay? So now I'm going to take my index cards and I'm going to lay one in front of the recto. I'm going to lay the other. I can get it off the table. I'm going to lay the other one on the verso. And now I'm going to close the book. And just let it dry for a while. Okay? So there's tipping in for you. Now here's an old copy of Middlemarch. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? On the inside, you can see it has already been repaired once. But you see it's starting to give again. And so now I want to take care of this joint. The outside here, where the boards meet the spine, is called the hinge. The inside is called the joint. So I got a little bit of webbing showing, if you see that. And I just want to firm it up a little bit. So again, I'm supporting. And I'm going to line my tacky glue again lightly along. And I'm probably going to need a little help here. So I'm going to use my penknife to just let me have a little bit better access to the gutter. Okay. The paper is very delicate. That used to be one piece and now it's two. Just a little bit. You don't need a lot at all. Just enough to get it down in there. Okay. I got it in. And now, with my same penknife, I'm going to close the paper up over. Just a little bit of pressure. I'm going to raise the hinge. A little bit of pressure here. And the paper will usually stay once you raise it up. Can you see how it's closing up? Can you tell the difference? On the side I'm working on the side I'm not. You should be able to see the difference here. And now that I've closed it all up here, I'm going to run my finger. Now I am applying pressure. And you should be able to see where it's closing up to the lower half that I fixed it to. Can you see that? Now I'm going to do the other side. The reason why I only go bottom half, top half, or vice versa, because the glue dries so fast. I just want to make sure I get it. Once again, I'm going to separate the paper that's already separated, just so I can get some of this in here. Now this was glued a little bit better. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take one of these reeds and I'm going to put it down here. So there's glue on the reed because this one's really, really thin. And I'm just going to stick it in here. Kind of like an angiogram. Just sticking the reed down in here, getting the glue in, and bit of pressure. And my finger again. Look at that. How you like that, huh? Pretty cool, huh? And now you've reinforced your hinge and you've got the paper looking complete. Now you see a little shadow here. It's just because the paper's raised, but the entire hinge has been closed. And again, you're going to take an index card and just lay it down and close the book. Just let it rest for a while. Now I put the index card in there just to give it a little bit of leverage, so we don't have any glue adhering to any of the leaves. Okay. Now let me show you a really bad one. Notice I'm handling this Tarzan book with the plate drying inside, as long as I have it laid down. This is like my favorite book to demonstrate with. I gave you the cloth demonstration, cleaning with it, and I'm now going to show you a really bad hinge. I think I've showed this to you before. This is my Little Minister by Barry. So all of the paper is still here, which is really good, because now I can just lay it back down. But the problem is, because this hinge has been separated for so long, the paper has kind of curled back onto the text block. Let's see if I can show you this. See how it's kind of curled back onto the text block? And so now my job is to get it to lay back down as I glue. Okay? So here we go again, tacky glue. And lots of webbing on this one. And you guys probably have books just like this. So there's lots of webbing. So just get yourself a little strip on the webbing. And again, I'm going to do the bottom first. Okay. And I'm going to start moving the paper back down. Okay, we need to get this board where it won't move on me. So I'm putting this larger penknife here. Okay. You see the paper's going back down. Now I'm going to put the board up. Just let it sit there for a minute. In fact, I'm going to turn it around. I can have the board supported. I'm going to lay the book back down and get this paper up over this crack. Now this paper really curled in all the years, but it's coming. I'm getting it there. It's coming. Okay. I've got that bottom part. Now let me do the top. I love these tacky glue bottles because on these small books, you just need a very small exit point and they give it to you. Right along the webbing. There. Okay. Now because this one is a little bit tighter, yeah, I'm going to use where I read again. Just to get her down in there. Okay. And use my pen knife to move that paper up. Back over the crack. You know, I've been holding on to this book for months just for this, just for today. Because I knew this would be a good example. And the old finger pressure. Oh, that one needs to go down. Okay. So I've got a little bitty crack right here. And I'm just going to use my reed. Take off the cap, Tim. Okay. Okay. So I've got paper that became separated at the top. So I want to get that down. This one went the other direction. We're just applying that glue there. And there we go. There we go. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. I still got a little spot here because the paper ripped one way, and then here at the very top edge, it went the other way. So I still got this little spot right here I need to get. Come on. There we go. Yeah, got it. Now it's pinky time. Got it. All right. How do you like that? How do you like that? So you can tell you can't see the webbing anymore. You cannot see that crack in your hinge. And now I just got to let it dry again. So here we go with the old index cards. And close. Now this is a good example of where I'd want to use the ruler because I've got glue in here. I just want to make sure this indentation between the spine and the board remains. So I'm using a plastic ruler too. I wouldn't use a wood one. Because you might use the edge with the metal on it. Okay? Just want to make sure our indentation remains here. All right. And there you have it. Pretty cool, huh? The key to the whole book repair ordeal is patience. You just got to take your time. Okay. Well, it's been great. And I look forward to seeing everyone at the workshop on Friday. And any questions that you guys might have after watching any of the videos, and if you haven't seen the previous ones, please go back and take a look. Feel free to contact me on the member chat. Just contact me there and I'll answer any questions you might have. Okay? And we just posted our 18th Dickens to Go presentation. So I know you want to check that out. And if you haven't seen them all, give yourself some time. You'll really, really enjoy what everyone has to say. And you too can contribute. All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye bye.